Lesson 2, Life in Ancient Egypt. Egypt's early rulers. The Old Kingdom began in Egypt around 2600 BC. It lasted about 400 years. During this time, the Egyptians built cities and expanded trade. Their kings or pharaohs set up a government. Egypt was a theocracy. That means that the pharaoh was both the political and religious leader. The pharaoh had total power. He could use all the land in Egypt any way he wanted. His orders were obeyed without question. Pharaohs appointed officials called bureaucrats. They were in charge of irrigation canals and crop planting. They made sure grain was saved to help people get through hard times. Bureaucrats also controlled trade and collected tax payments from farmers. As religious leader, a pharaoh participated in ceremonies that helped the kingdom. For example, he was the first to cut the grain at harvest time. Egyptians believed their pharaoh was the son of Re, the Egyptian sun god. They believed he protected the people during hard times. Pharaoh's duties: to unify Egypt, to lead during good and bad times, to hire officials, to give orders, and to participate in religious ceremonies. Religion in Egypt. Religion affected every part of Egyptian life. Egyptians worshipped many gods and goddesses. They believed that the gods controlled nature. The sun god, Re, was important because the sun was necessary for good crops. Egyptians believed that life after death was better than the present life. They thought that the dead made a long journey. At the end, they reached a place of peace. The Book of the Dead was a collection of prayers and magic spells. Egyptians studied it, learned the spells, and tried to lead good lives. They believed that if they did these things, the god Osiris would grant them life after death. For centuries, Egyptians believed that if the pharaoh's soul reached the afterlife, he would continue to protect Egypt. To live in the afterlife, the pharaoh's soul needed a body. Eventually, Egyptians believed all people could reach the afterlife. They developed a process called embalming to protect the body. It involved removing organs from the dead body and then drying and wrapping the body in cloth. Embalming taught the Egyptians about the human body. They learned how to treat illnesses. They wrote down what they learned in the world's first medical books. Pyramid tombs. Egyptians built pyramids, or large triangle-shaped tombs, to hold the bodies of the pharaohs. Pyramids protected the bodies from floods, wild animals, and grave robbers. They also held the things the pharaoh might need in the afterlife, such as clothing, furniture, and jewelry. Thousands of people worked for many years to build a pyramid. Farmers, surveyors, engineers, carpenters, stonecutters, and enslaved people all worked on pyramids. Workers found the stone, artisans cut it into blocks, others tied the blocks to wooden sleds and pulled them to barges or boats. The barges floated to the building site. Their workers unloaded the blocks, pushed them up ramps, and set them in place. Each pyramid sat on a square base with a north entrance. To find true north, the Egyptians studied the sky. Egyptians had to figure out the amount of stone and the angles for the walls. They developed and used mathematics and geometry to do this. Egyptian achievements: astronomy, a 365-day calendar, geometry, mathematics, a system of written numbers, fractions. About 2540 BC, the Egyptians built the Great Pyramid. It is located about 10 miles south of the modern-day city of Cairo. It is one of 3 pyramids still standing in Giza. The Great Pyramid is about the height of a 48-story building and is made of more than 2 million stone blocks. Okay, let's go now back and read the questions on the right side that we need to answer. Okay, number 1. Define the term theocracy. So look for the vocabulary word theocracy in bold and write the definition in the yellow box here. Number 2. Underline the duties of the pharaoh's bureaucrats. So you're probably going to have to circle or underline that with the highlighting tool. Number 3. How is the pharaoh both a political leader and a religious leader? Type your answer in the yellow box here. Number 4. List 3 ways that religion affected life in ancient Egypt. Number 5. How were pyramids made? You're going to type your answer here. Number 6. Why did Egyptians protect a person's body after death? Type your answer in the yellow box. Number 7. How were the pyramids built? And type your answer in the yellow box. And number 8. Why did the Egyptians build the pyramids? And type your answer in the box here.